Hey there, welcome to today's video. My name is Vuyile and I will be teaching today about legal basics regarding opening a business for beginners, particularly in the province of Ontario in the country of Canada. So you have a side hustle, you have a business idea, and you're interested in knowing how can I officially make it legal? How could I register my business name? How can I set certain things up so that the government views my business as legitimate? Before registering your business name, you're going to have to decide what kind of business, a legal system are you putting in place? Is your business a sole proprietorship? Is it a partnership? Is it incorporated? Is it a nonprofit, a social enterprise? So those four kind of have different ways in which you go about registering with the business. And before you can give them your name and all these different things, you need to know which of these three than four that you want to register your business at. So firstly is the sole proprietorship. This means that the business is owned and founded by one person. That also means that the business is legally bound to that person. So if the business gets sued, that person gets sued. If anything happens in the business, the person, the founder, whoever is responsible in the business, the owner, is responsible for whatever it is. So the business isn't a separate entity from the owner and the business are one. So this one is the least expensive in registering, but it is the most liable the owner is in the event of any legal issues. Second is the partnership. A partnership is also an unincorporated business structure, meaning that there is more than one person who is a founder, who is the owner of the business, usually two or more, but they are also liable for the business. But this time, unlike the sole proprietorship, if the business was sued, if there are any legal obligations, it is on all the owners. So it is split equally between the different partners, unlike with the sole proprietorship where it is mainly one person. The next one is nonprofit. So nonprofits, you kind of register it a bit different. You have to register it as a charity in which you pay a separate amount for. It's a different area from the business because it's really viewing it as a nonprofit in which you're not making any money from it, and any money that comes in goes back into whatever particular thing you guys are serving in the community, internationally, and so that's how you register a nonprofit. The fourth one is an incorporated business. In an incorporated business, these businesses are considered separate entities from the owner. The business is the business. It's basically its own person. If the business is sued, whoever is a part of the owners, whoever is a founder, whoever is part of the team, they're not liable. It's not on them. It's all solely on the business. This is where you're able to get tax write-offs. With, like in Canada, in Ontario, you only get tax write-off if your business is incorporated. Some of these like more fun things about a business really comes from the business being incorporated. But an incorporated business costs way more than a sole proprietorship and then a partnership, but it's better for the business. So something that's really important to notice is that maybe at the beginning of starting your business, you decide, hey, I want to start a sole proprietorship. That doesn't mean you're not able to eventually move over to an incorporated business. It just means you're starting here, but you're able eventually to graduate to, the incorporated business where you feel like, okay, my business has grown and now I want to invest this much money. So you may be asking yourself, why do I need to actually register my business? Why can't I just run my business, my side hustle, without registering it? So a lot of people do that. I have a bunch of side hustles I never registered, and I have some businesses that I officially registered. When it is registered, it's considered more legit, right? In the eyes of the government, it's legit once your business has registered. That's when you're able to, things like business insurance. You can't get business insurance for a business that's not registered. You're not able to register for certain grants, certain programs, and all of that stuff. So I would recommend registering your business ideally as a sole proprietorship, starting just, at the basic level, and it just costs maybe $50. One of the sites that the only site that I've ever used for registering my business that I love so much is Owner. And so I don't know if you guys have heard of Owner, but Owner is a platform. It's a website where you're able to register your business. It does cost a bit more than when you're doing it yourself, but when you do it using their platform, there's a lot of different perks that come with it. One of them being that they help you with searching other business names, right? And so maybe you want to start a business name, a business, and call it Sandy's Baked Goods, right? And you're so set on that, and then you realize in your registering process that name already exists. So with Owner, when you're using their platform to register your business and all of that, there's a section where you type up the name that you want, and then you realize, oh, that's already taken, and it gives you suggestions, it gives you ways of rephrasing that, it gives you names that have not been used, right? And so it's a great way for you if you are still in the business name registration and that process to register your business. In addition to that, and this video is not sponsored by Owner, I just love Owner just personally, hopefully they'll sponsor a future video. But another really great thing that comes with registering with them, I'll just start with the sole proprietorship. It costs about $89 at the time that I did it. I saw it recently, I think it's at $50. I think it's cheaper, but at the time I did it, it was $92 to be specific, including taxes and all of that. And the benefit of doing with them is that then after the whole business registration thing, they do all the stuff with the province of Ontario, and then they link you to RBC, and then you're able to create an RBC business bank account, which is really important because it's important to separate your finances from the business financing when it comes to tax season, when it comes to just to accounting and managing all the business expenses. It's easier when it's in a separate account. And then you're able to get $100 back just for opening the bank accounts, which I got, and it's legit. I thought it was a bit of a, you have to do a million things, you don't, and it worked really well. If you do open an incorporated business or register your business as incorporated, you can get up to $300 with the bank account that you open with RBC, right? And I highly recommend Owner. Next, you need a business license. You need to check. I made the mistake of only checking provincially, but with my business license, I need it in my city, in the city of Toronto. And so you need to figure out what the costs are for your business license. For my business license, it costs over $600 just for the license, which is really crazy, but it's really important for you to know what license do I need to operate this business, because you don't want to operate a business without a license, because if the government were to find out, that's big trouble on you. That's, it's a big problem. So ensure that you know what licenses are required for the particular business that you're opening. Next is business insurance. Make sure that your business has business insurance. So there's a lot of different companies, I'll speak specifically for Canada, for Toronto, that offer really affordable rates for business insurance, especially, for example, if you're an online business, if you're a small business, if you're just starting out, you can pay as little as $20 a month just for your business insurance. So a lot of these different insurance companies will charge you based on what services you get or what insurance you get. If you get only this insurance, then you won't be charged for commercial insurance. If, for example, with myself, I run the business from my house, so I don't need commercial insurance, and so they won't charge me for that, and so I'll only pay based on the insurance that I need. So those are the legal basics for beginners in business that I wanted to share with you guys today. There's so much more in each of these topics. You can go so much more in depth, and if you guys want to learn more, I can get more speakers and get more people who can share more insights, share more links, share more resources. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.